Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I love the stars of Disney Zombies so much, guys, which is why it's become the greatest honor of my life to record all these beautiful videos about Descendants and Zombies for fans of these two franchises, because I've forever and always known how much they mean to each and every one of your hearts. No matter if it's individually, collectively, Descendants and Zombies has brought us all together and made us the best of friends, which has made this the greatest honor of my life, talking about your favorite stars like Milo Manheim, Meg Donnelly, Freya Skye, Malachi Barton, and I've had no regrets since. So if you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies, you have clicked on the right thumbnail this afternoon. You have joined the right podcast, because Jonathan Clarke video blogs will always come through with you for a video on Descendants and Zombies, and I'm always up for conversations about your favorite stars. That's what's so cool about YouTube, is that you can reach the hearts of so many wonderful people and touch the hearts of so many wonderful people, because you two share in the same passion as each and every one of you guys. Because I really do love Descendants and Zombies. I watched the movies over 100 times collectively, and I've had so many wonderful memories created because of Descendants and Zombies. And the cool thing is about this YouTube channel is I was able to create my own memories, while Descendants and Zombies may have provided me with a lot of memories that I will never ever forget. I was able to create my own memories through being a fan of Descendants and Zombies like each and every one of you, because I was there for the premieres of Descendants and Zombies. I know what it was like to be each and every one of you, because I was just as excited as all of you for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires premiere. I was never more excited to talk about your favorite stars, the new stars coming in to make up the cast and carry on the legacy of the franchise that have meant so much to Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly, because they all looked really adorable together and really content, which was something that I noticed, and how proud they were of how far Zombies had come over 7 years. It hasn't even been a decade, and already Zombies is one of the most revered franchises in Disney history, and will go down in history, as far as I'm concerned, for being one of the greatest of all time. While the argument will forever be presented about Hannah Montana and High School Musical holding the record for the most viewership, I really believe that Descendants and Zombies is in a class of its own, in a category of its own, where it's belonged for a very long time. And its legacy has been solidified because of each and every one of you. It didn't happen because I decided to talk about Descendants and Zombies on this show for you guys. It happened because of each and every one of you. You know, all I've ever wanted all of my lifetime was to go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. And I know I will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time because of the fans of Descendants and Zombies. So I wanted the same thing for your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars. In light of all the criticism they may or may not have received, how people may have felt about them, saying this about them or that about them, all I've ever wanted was to get behind your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars and push them in the way that I magically have done over the last 25 years. I have seen the best celebrities come and go. I have seen people come into our lives and leave our lives. And I really want these stars to be remembered for their contributions to a franchise that has forever and always held a special place in their hearts and meant so much to them. Because Kylie Control coming out on a stage every night and giving her best performances ever, and then going home on a tour bus and seeing a review somebody uploads less than an hour later, critiquing her performance, making her feel the way she does, making her feel downhearted, I really believe there is no need of that. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to take that away from your favorite stars. I wanted to wipe away their tears, and I wanted to let them know that everything is going to be okay. Just as I wanted each and every one of you to know that everything will be okay, because we're going to get to Zombies 5 and Descendants 5 together. And we're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies 5 the way it was meant to be talked about for a very long time. Because I really believe there is a certain pride and a passion that goes with talking about a star like Meg Donnelly. Because in order to talk about Meg Donnelly, the reason why people can't is because they don't even know who she is. And what I mean by they don't even know who she is, they don't really understand the passion that Meg Donnelly has in her heart for these franchises, and how much these franchises have meant to Meg Donnelly. In order to talk about how Meg Donnelly watches a show like SpongeBob SquarePants and Bluey and idolizes these characters, you've got to really understand why she watches Bluey and SpongeBob SquarePants. It's because of how friendly and how kind SpongeBob SquarePants and Bluey are. All they've ever wanted to do is make each other happy, everybody around them happy. All SpongeBob SquarePants ever wanted to do was be friends with his next-door neighbor Squidward, no matter how annoying he was, no matter how many times he would bang on Squidward's door, wanting to be friends, wanting to hang out. The thing was, there was an exemplification of kindness and how much of an impact friendship can have on somebody's life in those TV shows. And in order for somebody to grasp the concept of that, they've really got to understand why Meg Donnelly feels the way she does in their heart, and unfortunately, they don't. But I do, because I too was a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants and a fan of Bluey. I think everything that Bluey has going on for it happening right now, from video games to the merch, to the toys, to the episodes, it's amazing. It's one of the most popular shows on Disney Junior. I think everybody should get into watching Bluey because of the messages, because of how much of an inspiration Bluey has been and how much Bluey has meant to everybody's heart who was young. Because this is what we're growing up with now. The same way we're growing up with Descendants and Zombies. And I think that Meg Donnelly is doing a fantastic job trying to promote and trying to secure the legacies of your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars. Because she doesn't want to see the franchise die. She doesn't want to see it go anywhere, only to the top. And I think that as the writer and producer of Zombies, as an executive producer, she's going to offer just that, because she knows what it takes to become a successful artist. She knows what it takes to become a successful actress. And I just wanted her to know that I forever and always supported her, because I really do believe that these stars have shined brighter than ever before because of what Zombies has offered them the opportunity to do. No matter if it was recording a duet, no matter if it was for a specific scene that we saw in Zombies 4 Down to the Vampires, because we all had our favorite moments from Zombies 4 Down to the Vampires. You know, some people will desperately try to rank them on a reaction video without even telling us the reason why it was their favorite scene, which is something I've noticed so much about the Zombies 4 Down to the reaction videos, is that they just rank a specific scene. The moment Victor and Nova met. The moment that Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim realized they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. But do we ever know why the people love these scenes and why they are their favorite moments? They just give you a goosebumps kind of reaction and nothing more. And that's where my issue lies with this. And the majority of the videos that are being uploaded are pretty much just videos that are filled with criticism, without even giving Meg Donnelly and Freya Skye a chance. The thing is that I noticed about Meg Donnelly and Freya Skye's friendship is that Meg Donnelly believes in her so much. She believes there's so much promise attached to Freya Skye's name. And I'm here to tell you guys that I fully support Freya Skye, and if there ever was a star that I'm behind in full support of, it is Freya Skye, because of how much Freya Skye has meant to each and every one of you. And I've never ever wanted to let any of you down through talking about Freya Skye, because I think that she's been faced with a lot of criticism that is totally unnecessary, and because she still has a long way to go. I mean, she's only 15, so she's just merely scratching the surface of what she has yet to become. And until she realizes that and figures that out, I think the more love and support that we show her is going to push her further than she ever expected to go, and this is going to shut down all of her critics, because you guys are the most incredibly supportive fans in the world. And if there's anybody that can push Freya Skye to the heights of unprecedentedness, I have full confidence in each and every one of you that you're going to be able to do it. Because I've seen you outshine the criticism of Descendants and Zombies. I've seen you not care what anybody thinks of you. And the thing is, I find that really cool. And I'm fully supportive of that, because I wish more people would draw inspiration from Descendants and Zombies and would fall in love with Descendants and Zombies. We may have 600,000 people who love Descendants and Zombies watching videos of Descendants and Zombies on YouTube every night. And we may have 400,000 people on Facebook who search up Descendants and Zombies every day. But I think that the more people who fall in love with these franchises will eventually understand how much Descendants and Zombies means to somebody who's been a fan of it for their entire life. Because you grew up with these franchises the same way that I grew up with Aladdin and Hercules and Gargoyles and Goof Troop and Darkwing Duck, that were TV series that ended long before their time, that could have been very far more fetched, but I did grow up with them. So I apply the same logic. The reason why I can talk about Descendants and Zombies is I can apply the same logic as a journalist to what it felt like for me watching shows like Hercules and Aladdin and Gargoyles and Goof Troop and Darkwing Duck to Descendants and Zombies, because this is a whole new generation. And that's what the critics have got to realize. This is a whole new generation. And not necessarily what they grew up with watching is what you guys are grown up watching with now. Descendants and Zombies is a trend. And Descendants and Zombies is a trend that has a chance of lasting for forever. However, it can't last forever given all the criticism that it receives. So I showed up on YouTube, given my history on YouTube and my past, and I wanted to fall into a niche that would be incredibly supportive of how I thought and how I felt about it. And lo and behold, it became Descendants and Zombies. So halfway through uploading videos, I made the decision to dedicate the rest of my life to uploading videos about this niche because of how incredibly supportive you guys became of me. You made me your voice of Descendants and Zombies from out of nowhere. I felt incredibly appreciative of you having made me your voice of Descendants and Zombies. And to be honest with you guys, I love being on YouTube because it's a platform that allows me to connect with people who are fans of the franchises that I love too. You guys probably love it more than what I ever have, and you probably know more than what I ever have, but that's what's cool about being a host of this show, because you guys can let me know what's up with Descendants of Zombies and what you think is going to happen next, and probably what will happen next. Because you guys are the smartest fans in the world, and you don't deserve to be criticized because you love Descendants of Zombies so much. You deserve to be put over. You deserve to be on pedestals. You deserve to be the king and queens of your own world because you believe this is going to happen and you have theories about Descendants of Zombies. Nobody deserves to be criticized because they're a fan of Descendants of Zombies for whatever reason. They may be a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Perhaps you're crazy about Milo Manheim. Perhaps you're crazy about Meg Donnelly and Freya Sky, because from how I can gather it and perceive it, there are millions of people who have gone crazy over Freya Sky, and I'm here to tell you guys there's nothing wrong with that. Be cool about Freya Sky. Always support Freya Sky. Stream her music, because the more you stream her music, the more people are going to know about her. And the higher she's going to go on that Billboard chart, which is extremely difficult to get to the top of, because you have so many people to compete against. But with the more love and support we show someone like Freya, like Meg Donnelly's been doing for PR interviews for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, which I commend, we're going to get her to a point where she's going to probably be the next Taylor Swift or the next Ariana Grande, and that's what I'm so excited about for Freya. That's why I don't choose to criticize Freya, because I want to give Freya a chance. Because someone who is 15 years old, who is incredibly gorgeous, is what Freya Sky is. She is incredibly gorgeous. There's no denial coming from me about that. Because if we're going to talk about anything about Freya Sky, we're going to talk about how gorgeous she is and how far she has to come. We're not going to criticize a song like Fake It, because we don't understand what the meaning of the song is, or why somebody feels the way they do about it. We're just going to put it over. And we're going to analyze things about Freya Sky and Meg Donnelly the way that was meant to be analyzed, and never criticize it, because I'm a journalist, I'm not a critic. The reason why people post the videos they do about Descendants of Zombies is because they love to criticize things they don't know anything about, and they have nothing else better to do constructively with their own lives. And the quicker everybody realizes that, who is a fan of Descendants of Zombies, we're all going to be better off. But rest assured, we are all in this together, and this has become the greatest honor of my life, to talk about Descendants of Zombies and to profile your favorite stars the way they were meant to be profiled. I love doing it, because I remember being there for the premiere of Zombies in 2018 and thinking this franchise was so cool. I never thought we'd see the moments we did many years later, and Zombies would get to a point where 7 years has been put behind it with so many unforgettable memories. And the cool thing is we're creating even more memories in the fallout from Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires premiere. I must tell you guys that this past summer was the greatest summer of my life. Not only did I get the chance to premiere Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires and review it for you guys with an open heart and an open mind, I got to talk about the Worlds Collide tour, and I got to meet so many incredible fans who were fans of the franchises that they felt inspired because of. So because you felt inspired by the franchises and you spent all the money on tickets and merch and you had the time of your life, do I think you deserve to be criticized? No. Simply put, you didn't. And I think it's just a way of critics really affecting your heart and your emotions, because they love to use that as a trigger. Because if you buy into what they're selling, they're getting the reactions exactly what they want from you. And I think that if you don't buy into what they're selling and you don't give them the reactions they want, then you shut the critics down. And you increase the hope and the philosophies of Freya Sky more than ever before. Because I'm here to tell you guys, I think Freya is cool. I think Descendants of Zombies are so vibrant. And they're the first franchises in about 15 years that I felt very fond of. The cast is incredible. It's one of the most incredible casts that I've ever had the honor of talking about. And I was a fan of a lot of casts, from iCarly to Victorious. I remember how popular of a TV show Victorious was, and how vibrant that cast was, and how excited I was to watch the newest episode of Victorious. And now nearly 15 years later, here comes Descendants of Zombies from out of nowhere. It takes the world by storm with the most incredible cast that I've ever seen in my life since my existence. And I just want to honor those stars by talking about them in the way that they were meant to be talked about, because that's what you guys deserve. You don't deserve to have tears in your eyes or your heartstrings pulled at because some critic just wants to get a reaction of you because of how they feel about Freya Sky. Let me ask you guys, how do you feel about Freya Sky and how far she has come and how much of a profound impact she's had on your heart? Because undeniably, she's done it. And she's achieved her dream of having a profound impact on your heart. So I don't think she deserves to be criticized for that. She doesn't deserve to be falling asleep on tour buses because of a lack of energy. Because if somebody feels about a YouTube video, they've uploaded about an hour after a performance. If anything, we need to be offering encouragement to Freya Sky and wiping away tears from people like Kylie and Freya, because in all honesty, they still have a long way to go. And even though they have a long way to go, and it seems further than a lot of us think, that doesn't mean that we can't get there with them. And I'm really excited to be a fan of this, and to continue to be a fan of this for the foreseeable future, because I have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes. Did I ever think that I would have a YouTube channel with nearly 3,000 subscribers having happened for it, and over 70,000 views as of today? No, not really. But I took a chance on Descendants and Zombies. It was really truly a hit or miss for me. And I got the honor to meet so many people and become one of the most popular Descendants and Zombies YouTube channels in the world, which was an honor that I will never ever forget. We have Halloween happening in just under 2 weeks. I'm really excited about it. All throughout Halloween Day, I will be uploading a lot of Zombies videos for you guys and Descendants videos, which I invite you to join me for. We've got the birthday of Ruby Rose Turner actually happening tomorrow, which I have to put out. You guys can join me for that tomorrow. There will be a lot of Ruby Rose Turner videos and content uploaded to this YouTube channel throughout 24 hours tomorrow. And then, of course, Freya Sky's birthday happening less than 24 hours after that. So we've got back-to-back birthday celebrations to commemorate. We did it last year, and I look forward to doing it again this year for you guys. I think you're really going to love this YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel goes above and beyond for Descendants and Zombies fans and all things Disney and Nickelodeon, because I know what it was like growing up and being like each and every one of you and being excited for the newest episode of your favorite TV show. No matter how I had to watch it, or what sacrifices I had to make, or what I had to put aside to watch the latest episode of Victorious or iCarly, I did it. And I was the biggest fan of Disney, and I was always waiting for Disney to come out with new and innovative concepts that I could feel inspired by, and that was Hannah Montana and Wizards of my generation. And now years later, did I think I'd be talking about a zombie invasion or Descendants and fairy tale characters lasting for forever? I most certainly didn't think I'd be at this point. But you guys got me to that point, and I feel as if the best way of honoring you guys is by showing the prestige and the justice, giving the justice to these stars they've deserved for a very long time. I love recording these videos. I love being in your guys' presence every single time you give me the chance to talk about Descendants and Zombies, because you could choose to criticize me, and I know there are people out there that would choose to criticize me before they would do anything else. But for every single person who criticizes one of my videos, there is somebody who loves my videos, who can't wait for the next upload on Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, who is subscribed to this YouTube channel because she is a fan of Descendants and Zombies. So does that give me the right to criticize your favorite stars? Most certainly not. Most definitely, it gives me the right to show them the prestige and give them the justice and showcase them for their true value and their true worth, because you see, that's all I've ever wanted to do. That's how I've wanted to honor your favorite stars. And if I'm going down in history for being one of the greatest of all time, the way that I'm going down in history for being one of the greatest of all time is by talking about your favorite stars the way they've been meant to be talked about. Because I've had a dream of wanting to go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time and never being forgotten about. And I think more than ever now I have the opportunity to do that, because of the opportunities Descendants and Zombies has presented to me and showed to each and every one of you. Guys, thank you so much for having made this year one of the greatest years of my life. I will never forget you for having made me one of the biggest names on YouTube for talking about Descendants and Zombies and all the moments we've created together, because we've shared in each other's stories, shared in each other's experiences, and through it all we've created something special for fans of Descendants and Zombies. And that has become the greatest honor of my life, to be able to sit behind this microphone and talk about Descendants and Zombies in the way it was meant to be talked about. To profile your favorite stars and give them the justice and do right by them the way it was meant to be told. There is a story behind Descendants and Zombies for those of you who don't realize that. And there is a certain way to tell that story. And there's always been something with my voice having been attached and being lent to the Descendants and Zombies franchises. And because of that, I've never felt more honored to have lent my voice to the Descendants and Zombies soundtrack, telling this story over and over and time again. I look forward to telling this story over again in the foreseeable future, and I look forward for you guys to be a part of that story with me, because I can't do this alone. So if you could take a moment to hit my subscribe button, I would be more than appreciative of each and every one of you supporting this YouTube channel the way that you have, because we each have our own individual story, and it's up to us how we tell that story and how that story is perceived. It's up to us to make Descendants and Zombies some of the greatest of all time. And I really believe that together we can make a more significant impact on the franchises that have forever and always meant so much to each and every one of our hearts. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for being here and allowing me to have been your voice of Descendants and Zombies heading into the foreseeable future. Now, what that future has in store, I really don't know. What kind of predictions will be made for Zombies 5? There are going to be a lot of them. But even though there are going to be a lot of predictions that are going to be made and happen for Zombies 5, I look forward to all your predictions. I look forward to all your theories and discussing them with you on this YouTube channel. And I look forward to the foreseeable future, carrying you into the future as your voice of Descendants of Zombies, which you guys have proudly made me. Thank you so much for this honor, making me the host of one of the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channels in the world, because I couldn't have done this without you. So I have one more show to go before sunset this evening. I hope you will join me for that. I already have 3 podcasts uploaded in over 24 hours on this YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Keep loving Descendants of Zombies as much as what you have. Keep showing your love and support, because your love and support goes further than many of you may realize for these 2 franchises, because they need all the love and support they can get, making them the 2 most revered franchises in the entire universe. Thank you so much, Descendants of Zombies fans. You have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and ring my bell to stay up to date with notifications towards everything happening on this YouTube channel, because there's a lot going down all throughout the month of October, and I invite you to join me on this incredible journey as we stay calm and zombie on into the foreseeable future. I love you guys so much, man.